Coronavirus concerns rise in Maryland as 3 people here test positive for the disease. Hello again, everyone. I'm Tim Williams. State health officials say those 3 patients, a married couple in their 70s and a woman in her 50s, are doing well. At this hour, they are in isolation in Montgomery County, where they live. Moments ago, we got a briefing from health officials there. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren stays on this story. He's live in Rockville now with what we learned. Good afternoon, Mike.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, everybody. A lot to tell you about. We know these patients were on a cruise. There are no reports that they had any contact in Baltimore. Health officials say they had no contact with school-aged children, but they repeatedly cited privacy concerns. They wouldn't tell us where they went here in Montgomery County or elsewhere, whether they went to any grocery stores or pharmacies.
We have to be extra careful about what we do in the course of things to make sure that the spread of this virus is contained.
Montgomery County health officials urged calm but remained tight-lipped on where the 3 positive coronavirus patients here traveled after they returned home sick from a cruise.
There was some level of normal activity. In one instance, I think there was a recognition that they were all not feeling well, so activities were limited. In terms of not going to work and things like that.
The county's health chief would not say how the 3 got back to Maryland, but it was not through Baltimore's cruise port.
I can say that the cruise was not affiliated with Baltimore. At this point, since there seems to be some things public knowledge, these individuals were not on a cruise associated with Baltimore.
The 3 likely did not travel to the coronavirus epicenter in China and were not immediately tested when they returned home February 20th because the country they traveled to was not on the list recommended for testing at that time. They were eventually tested on March 4th.
At that time they returned, the travel history was relevant to China. And if you didn't fit that criteria, you weren't getting tested per the guidelines.
Governor Larry Hogan has declared a state of emergency, making more resources available.
We will continue to track this rapidly evolving situation, and we will be receiving almost constant, up-to-the-minute information.
Today, the state health department announced 41 people have been tested for coronavirus in the state, with no new positive cases since the 3 first reported last night. And more on those numbers. 12 of those tests are pending right now. 26 people in Maryland have tested negative, but those testing numbers have risen every day this week. Reporting live in Montgomery County this noon, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
Thank you, Mike. And in light of these confirmed coronavirus cases, Johns Hopkins University will host the first 2 rounds of the NCAA Division III men's basketball tournament without any fans. Anyone who already bought tickets can get a full refund, and all 3 games will be streamed on Hop TV. The university says it has not made any decisions about other large events and will make those determinations on a case-by-case basis. President Trump this morning signed a significant spending bill for efforts related to containing the coronavirus outbreak. The bill will provide $8.3 billion in federal funding. At least 12 people have died from the coronavirus throughout the country, and health officials in California are testing passengers aboard a cruise ship off the coast of San Francisco.
It'll go away. We do have a situation where we have this massive ship with 5,000 people, and we have to make a decision. You know, that's a big decision, because we have very low numbers compared to major countries throughout the world. Our numbers are lower than just about anybody.
President Trump is expected to visit the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention this afternoon. This trip was canceled, then rescheduled because a CDC employee was being tested for the coronavirus, but that test came back negative. Stocks are down today as concerns continue to rise over the coronavirus. The Dow Jones is down more than 500 points. And we urge you to stay with WJZ, both online and on air, as we continue to follow the coronavirus updates here in Maryland and across the country.